What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here, taking a little lunch break, listening to the Brian Schottenheimer press conference. Figured I'd give you my thoughts, give you my opinions of it. I mean, obviously, if you listen to him, he's a likable guy. I mean, his father, I grew up watching his father coach with the Browns. He's got, head coaching's in his DNA. So I think he says the right things. The two things he touched on first, as important as was family first, communication, working with people. Those are the things he feels he does well. Mentioned culture a lot, which obviously that's been the hot topic with Cowboys Nation and a lot of the fans. So again, with Schottenheimer, I'm going to give him his shot. Not to mix words with Schottenheimer, but I'm going to give him his shot. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good coach. I think they wanted continuity. I think, like I said before, if you're a Dak Prescott fan, you are good with this hire because I think it keeps that continuity with the offense with Dak Prescott. A couple things he said he's going to do, maybe tweaks and things he does a little bit different. Obviously, on some of the on the offense, a lot of motions. Probably see more motions than we saw with McCarthy running the ball. He was quick to point out that when he was with Seattle as the offensive coordinator, they led the league in rushing 2 times he was there. A lot of tempo. Talked about tempo, and that allows the players to play a little free. I think you saw that with Dak Prescott when they were in those high, fast tempo offense. They seem to be doing better. You seem to have more control. Prescott's conference just saying this. He had more control of the offense and kind of the way things are going. So cut splits, a lot of things on the offensive side. So, I mean, it all sounds good. And I think as a fan, I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't think you've been in this league a long time. If you've been a bad coach, you've been a coordinator for a long time. He said, and I remember times he had opportunities for head coaching jobs years past, and he felt he wasn't ready. He feels he's ready now. He's looking forward to the opportunity. So my issue isn't with the coach, but it goes back to the Joneses. And when you listen to Jerry and you listen to Steven, that's where that's where the water gets a little muddy, because I've said it, man. I don't think coaching has been the issue with the Cowboys over this long drought of getting to a Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl. It's like I was telling my son today. If you get to a championship, they're just going to say, and you lose, they're going to say, well, you hadn't been to a Super Bowl in 30 years. If you get to the Super Bowl and lose, they're going to say, we haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. You got to win a Super Bowl. I mean, at the end of the day, I could care less about they hadn't been to a championship game or whatever it is. They hadn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years, and to me, that's unacceptable. So listening to the Joneses and just looking at some of the notes I had, with them, they talked about continuity being a big decision maker. They got the best of both with Schottenheimer. They feel they can embark some change, but they've got some continuity with it. The thing that kind of irked me, where's what Steven said, or what Jerry, start with Jerry. I got to take my notes. Risk taking. He said he's made more risks the last 5 years in his entire life. I find that very hard to believe. They haven't taken any risks that I'm aware of in free agency. They haven't taken any risk in coaching hires. He calls this a risk. I don't call this coaching hire a risk. I call it the safe pick, the comfortable pick. And again, it's no shot at Schottenheimer. But I just think he said they were very thorough in the process. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I'm not part of the organization, so what the hell do I know? I don't know who they've reached out to, but usually where there's smoke, there's fire. And it really didn't seem like there was a lot of outside candidates, except the ones that, unfortunately, part of the Rooney Rule, they just checked the box, which to me is it's a travesty. I don't think they should be doing that. And I think the Rooney Rule should be looked at differently, because I don't think it's fair. And to the fans, he says he got here taking risks, taking shots. Do we have to continue to hear about when you bought the team and about how all the risks you took and the chances and everyone said you were stupid and this and that? I mean, enough with it. We're all kind of over it. It's been 35 years plus since you bought the team. You know, it's over now. You've been an owner long enough. We don't need to keep going back to that because that's ancient history. We want to talk about today. What are you doing? You're saying you're taking risk. Well, I haven't seen the risk. I haven't seen the risk in free agency. And then you get Stephen Jones. And I'm sorry if I'm bouncing around, but I took my notes and I'm just trying to. He kind of contradicted himself a little bit. He said you develop your bench, you developed your depth by draft and college free agency. That allows you to get the NFL free agents where you can draft to need by filling the free agents to give you more your starters and more all that kind of stuff. And I think they haven't done that in God knows how long. It's like I said, I think the last big free agent hire, that they got might have been Leroy Glover or Leonard Davis. I mean, you go back way back when Brandon Carr was the one that everyone goes back to, which he wasn't a bust by any means. That's what the cornerbacks were getting paid. He was a solid player for the team, but the same old stuff, man, that's the part that gets you frustrated. And I'm going through listening to this, and it's not Schottenheimer, man. I'm telling you, this guy, he's respected by the players. There was a lot of players at that press conference, and that tells you something. There was a lot of players, key players, leaders on that team at that press conference. So, I mean, that tells you what they think of him as a coach and as a man. He talked about changing the culture. He talked about culture over and over. What does he want to be remembered for? Being a champion and developing one of the best cultures in NFL history. So he's hearing what the fans are saying, because we're all saying culture and championships, right? We need both. It's been too long. But then Steven backtracked a little bit and said they're always going to look at ways they can be better, and they're going to look at free agency and how they can be better. Weird thing was the DallasCowboys.com misspelled Schottenheimer's name. I just thought that was kind of weird. But again, keeping the continuity. This was the safe hire. This wasn't the risk. This wasn't the shot in the arm I think a lot of us wanted. But at the end of the day, if you're a Cowboys fan, unless you jump ship, unless you're done with them, which again, I got no problem with it, man. It's been tough for a lot of Cowboys fans. I've been here long enough. I've seen some of the ups and downs. As you can tell, if you're looking in the cave, I'm in here for the long haul. But I mean, there's tough decisions. I talked about it on our last show. Is what do you do? I'm a season ticket holder, and there's a lot of questions I have about the value and am I getting that return on my investment? When you are a season ticket holder, you're investing in this organization. You pay a seat license, you pay, premium price for tickets, but I want to see the premium product. So there's a lot of internal things, and it doesn't make me less than a fan. It doesn't make you more of a fan if you have season tickets, whether you do or you don't. It's just, if you have the opportunity to do it, and it's something you want to do, what you do with your money is your business. And so I know people tell me, hey, you shouldn't have season tickets. You give all. It's my business how I spend my money. But it is something that you do think about. Doesn't mean I wouldn't go to the game. I would just basically buy tickets to the games I want to go to, and just go from there. So a lot of things kind of to think about. We're going to, we've had some great shows. Just want to again thank. I don't know if misery loves company, but we've had a ton of new subscribers over the last few weeks. So definitely appreciate all you guys showing love to the cave. We've got our live shows. We'll be doing a live show tonight, more than likely. We got our live show. It's interesting to get Kelly K9's opinion on it on Wednesday's show. We'll be talking Super Bowl. It's going to be the Eagles and the Chiefs. And I think the Chiefs are going to give the Eagles their fourth Super Bowl loss. Hopefully that works out. But I do like Barkley. I'm impressed with what he's done. And they are an example of risk taking. They spent the money. They took the risk on Barkley when everyone said, oh, you don't pay that much for a running back. Oh, he's been injured. That has paid dividends for them to get them to the Super Bowl and the opportunity to win a championship. So as much as we don't like the Eagles, as much as we can't stand our, people in our division, the teams within our division. You've got to give respect to that organization because that's risk-taking, not Jerry Jones risk-taking, going with an undrafted free agent at running back or picking up a guy on these one-year contracts. That ain't risk-taking. That's playing it safe, and that's playing it cheap, and that's not going all in, as you said, to win. So, again, my issue is not with the coach. I think they're going to have a good staff. I think the team is going to be prepared. I think the team is going to be ready. But is Jerry and Steven going to give this coach enough talent to help him get over the hump, help this team get over the hump? And that's the thing. It's the little things that need to be done to win championships. And I don't want to hear the other thing he said, and I'm about sick and tired of that, is we've been around the rim. We've been around the rim for the last 15 years. I don't want to hear that. I'm sick of being around the rim. I want to slam dunk this sumbitch into the net and get a championship. So, Cowboys fans, give Schottenheimer a chance. I mean, give him his due. Let's see what he can do. I think he needs our support, but I don't think you let up on Jerry. I don't think you let up on Steven. I think they need to continue to hear it. I think they continue to need to feel the pressure that the direction of this organization, it's unacceptable. It's a family-run business, and with family-run businesses, you're going to have these dynamics and you're going to have these challenges, and there is no buffer. He's been the general manager through all the coaching hires, and it's like, I think Jane Slater, credit to her, she kind of pointed it out. I mean, at some point, what are we looking at? But that's never going to change. Jerry Jones is never going to change. I think Steven Jones is really more the decision maker now. I think Jerry's kind of the character of the organization, kind of the guy that is out in the forefront. But this hire and this move, to me, had Steven Jones written all over it. So, Cowboys Nation, I'd love to get your comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Join our live show tonight. Also, you guys did a great job on our last videos by hitting that thumbs up. It makes a huge difference. Our last two videos, well over 3,000 views, and our subscribers have gone up. And again, it's a testament to you guys, man. This show is nothing without all the loyal subscribers. And again, it doesn't cost you nothing. So hit that subscribe, hit the thumbs up on the video, and any other video that you watch. Go back and look at a lot of the interviews we did with real champions in this organization, the guys that have the hardware, that it's real. What did Michael Irvin say? There ain't nothing fake back there. It's all real hardware. So go back and look at some of that. And if you guys missed the post I put with Michael Irvin, his I don't want to call it rant, but the passion that he showed and the displeasure of the culture of this organization, go back and check it out on Twitter. Of course, if you're not following me, you can follow me on any social platform at mtag1993. So hopefully I'll see you. But that's my thoughts on the press conference. You didn't really miss a whole lot if you missed it. I think if you listen to it, you're going to like Schottenheimer. He's a likable guy. He definitely loves coaching. It's in his blood. He loves family. I think he's going to bring that right thing with the team. His offense, I don't think you're going to see much difference with the offense as far as the blueprint, but he said he will be making those tweaks that we talked about. And I think those are positive ones. So let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens, but keep that pressure on Jerry and Steven. I will see you guys hopefully tonight in the cave. Take care. Hit that subscribe, like, share. Take care.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.